was a peaceful evening in a quiet neighborhood when suddenly, piercing screams shattered the silence. An elderly woman found herself face to face with not one, but two wild bobcats, their sharp claws and glowing eyes locked onto her. She was trapped, defenseless, and the next few moments would decide her fate. But just when all hope seemed lost, an unexpected hero charged into the scene, one whose loyalty and bravery knew no limits. This is the incredible story of how a courageous pit bull risked everything to save a life. It was a late afternoon, and Margaret, a 72-year-old widow, was tending to her garden. The autumn breeze rustled through the trees, carrying the scent of fresh flowers. She had lived in this neighborhood for over 30 years. Never once had she felt unsafe. But deep within the woods, hidden in the shadows, something was watching her. A low growl echoed from the bushes. Before she could react, two bobcats lunged from the undergrowth, their razor-sharp claws extended. Margaret stumbled back, her heart pounding. The animals circled her, their fangs bared, ready to strike. She grabbed a gardening tool, waving it frantically, but it was no use. One bobcat pounced. She screamed as sharp claws tore through her sleeve, pain shooting up her arm. Blood dripped onto the grass. Fear paralyzed her. Was this how it was going to end? Just when the bobcats prepared for another attack, a blur of muscle and fury exploded onto the scene. A large pit bull, named Titan, charged across the yard. He belonged to Margaret's neighbor, but tonight, he was her guardian angel. Titan launched himself at the first bobcat, knocking it back with raw power. Snarling and growling, he stood between Margaret and the wild predators. His eyes burned with unshakable determination. But the bobcats weren't backing down. They hissed, circling Titan, looking for an opening. Then, in a heartbeat, one leaped straight at him. Titan twisted midair, his jaws locking onto the bobcat's throat. A fierce struggle erupted, claws slashing, teeth gnashing. The second bobcat lunged at Titan's side, trying to overpower him. Margaret, still bleeding, watched in horror. Would Titan survive? With a powerful shake, the pit bull flung one bobcat to the ground. The second one clamped its claws onto Titan's back, but the dog refused to surrender. He spun, snapping his jaws shut, forcing the bobcat to release. The battle raged on for what felt like an eternity, until the bobcats realized they had met their match. Wounded and overwhelmed, they turned and vanished into the night. Titan, panting and bruised, stood victorious. Margaret collapsed to the ground, shaking. The attack had left her wounded and weak, but she was alive. Titan limped over, his big brown eyes filled with concern. Despite his injuries, he nuzzled her gently, as if to say, "You're safe now." Moments later, neighbors rushed out, dialing emergency services. Paramedics arrived, treating Margaret's wounds. The vet examined Titan. He had deep scratches, but he would recover. News of Titan's bravery spread like wildfire. The quiet neighborhood became the center of attention. People gathered to honor the pit bull, who had proven that courage isn't limited to humans. Margaret, forever grateful, made sure Titan was showered with love. She called him her guardian angel and ensured he always had the best food, care, and affection. His story became a symbol of loyalty and heroism. Titan's story is proof that animals are more than just pets. They're family, protectors, and heroes in their own right. Paw Prince, what do you think of Titan's bravery? Speech Balloon, leave a comment and share your thoughts. Loudspeaker, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more heartwarming rescue stories.